Good morning. It is 7:30 on your Monday, April 8th, 2024. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett, and thanks for being with us. It is Total Eclipse Monday, and we're so excited. It's what everyone is talking about. Of course, Central Florida not in the path of totality, but we have a pretty good view coming up this afternoon. But one factor that's not controllable, even though this eclipse will happen with or without us, is the weather and those clouds. And meteorologist Candace Campos is in the Pinpoint Accurate Weather Center on this Monday. And Candace, a lot is riding on getting to wear these eclipse glasses this afternoon.
It's a strategy. It's certainly a strategy because I remember you and I sitting at the desk during the 9 a.m. show, the 2017, with the last solar eclipse, and you and I were dealing with the same thing, going, where can we find these glasses? And I've been talking
Yes.
about it for so long. One thing led to another. I never got around to finding them. So we'll be on the hunt. Bridget, you will find them. You will find the
Yes.
glasses.
Yes.
And if
But
you
what
don't
will
have
I
glasses,
see?
65% of the sun will be
Okay.
covered. So, I
Okay.
mean, it's still impressive. It's still certainly worth trying if you do have the opportunity to do so. But there's also really cool ways of seeing the solar eclipse without the glasses. You can use um, a colander with all the little tiny circles where you drain your pasta and
Oh.
stuff. You can actually shine that along onto the sidewalk, and those act like those little pinholes there, and you can actually see the crescent of the sun. So there's different cool ways
Wow.
of doing it, getting the kids involved too, and you'll have
Mm-hmm.
more on that coming up in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the weather. Not bad, Bridget. Okay, so right now, the solar eclipse Monday forecast looking pretty good. Can't completely rule out all the cloud cover like we had over the weekend. We are slowly starting to bring back some of that moisture, bringing with it a little bit of cloud cover. But overall, between that whole timeline of that eclipse, we're still looking good. Then this week, temperatures and the breeze will be picking up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Will be nearing 90 degrees by Wednesday and Thursday. And speaking of Thursday, rain chances will return. We'll be back to up to about a 60% chance of rain come Thursday. But let's talk about right now out the door what you need to know. Temperatures right now are in the 50s and 60s area wide. So nice, cool start. So let's break down your solar eclipse viewing forecast. Okay, so it starts about 1:45, ends about 4:15. That peak, that 65% coverage there will happen about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperatures will be about 80 degrees. So let's take you here throughout the next few hours. This is about 1:45. Here's 3 o'clock. Let me stop the clock around 3. Again, 65% covered of the sun. So we'll see. It was interesting. Uh, one of the folks there at the Science Center calling it kind of a Pac-Man looking sun for us here in
Yeah.
Central Florida. We will see some in and out clouds, but overall, the forecast not too bad. We could see some high level clouds across our northern zones, a little bit of moisture creeping in from the Gulf of Mexico, so it won't block out the sun completely. It might kind of filter it just a little bit, but overall, I think the forecast is looking pretty good for the majority of Central Florida, as you can see there. And as we get results here, their full 7-day forecast. Again, the winds will be picking up. The temperatures will also be picking up to nearing 90 Wednesday and Thursday. Then our next spring front comes through Thursday afternoon, bringing with it about a 60% chance of rain. We, of course, will iron out the details and the timing of that as we get a little closer in. But once that front clears, temperatures will be back into low 80s. So not a horrible looking forecast. I know a lot of folks who have planned out their entire, you know, uh, planned their vacations around the totality, and people are camping
Yes.
out there in parts of the country, and they might be dealing with like 75, 80% chance of cloud cover.
Mm.
So it's just, we're pretty good here in Central Florida. And you have to wait till 2045 for Central Florida to be kind of in that path of totality. So I was just talking to the kids before they
Mm.
head to school. I said, the next time you'll be able to see anything more than the 65% coverage of the sun, you'll be about 24, 27
You'll
years
be a
old by
whole
the time you
grown
get
up.
there. You will. So they got really excited about that. So really cool stuff. And hopefully everyone will be able to enjoy it some way, somehow
Mm-hmm.
here in Central Florida.
For sure. We're looking forward to that. I'm happy to hear the forecast looks so good. Thank you,
Yes.
Candace.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, so we want to get to Mark Lehman. He was out at Orlando Science Center this morning, and that is one of the popular places to be, of course, for this celestial event. So let's take a look at what's happening from that standpoint and what to expect. Here's Mark.
Excitement is building as America is gearing up for a total solar eclipse now just hours away.
We're going to have music blasting, and it's going to blast on our plaza and all through downtown Cleveland.
Hundreds of cities and towns across more than a dozen states lie within the 115-mile wide path of totality. That's brought in tourists from around the world for the dramatic celestial show.
It'll be memorable because that is the unique part in which I'll say, hey, you know what, I got to see that, and I know exactly where I was when I was.
While Florida is outside the path, most of the sun will still be blocked out by the moon.
So for us here in Florida, we're going to see like a Pac-Man effect. The sun's going to get literally blocked. We'll see a shadow stretching across it, about 60% coverage for us here in Florida.
The Orlando Science Center is hosting a big event today where families can safely view the eclipse while also learning the ins and outs of solar astronomy.
Use the eclipse, view it, but use it to get excited about science and maybe learn something on top of it.
And everyone is looking to learn something as we view this today. And meteorologist Michelle Morgan is here with us this morning. And Michelle, good morning. And you posted a very fun activity that involves those eclipse glasses. And your son's really excited about this too.
Yeah, he's very excited, and I'm sure a lot of kids are excited about today's, partial solar eclipse. But the thing that struck me is, safety. It's so important because the sun is so bright, and, we've been talking about stories, and also we've been talking to experts about how to protect your eyes because you can easily damage your eyes if you look directly at the sun. So, I know you have little ones too, and I'm sure they're excited as well. So I wanted to do a very fun project with my son just to add a little bit more protection to his eyes on top of his solar glasses. Now, did you get your solar glasses yet?
I didn't. I'm going to try to see if I can scrounge some up before it gets too late. And, I like this idea that you posted on how to make them even safer. So I think we have the video. Let's take a look.
So what you'll need is a paper plate. Also, you'll need a marker and some scissors. Let's go. Take your paper plate, put it on a flat surface, put your solar glasses on top of the paper plate, and trace around it. Make 2 lines at the sides, and using your scissors, cut where you traced. Now this part is really tricky, so take your time, and I left a little bit of space just to make sure no sunlight peeks through. Now I used the scissors before to make the slits. It didn't work, so instead I used a knife, which worked perfectly, and everything fits good. I made a triangle. My little one helped cut it out. He did a great job, and then he decorated it, and look at this. He is ready to go to see the partial solar eclipse.
That is so cute, Michelle. Now, where did you come up with this, or did you see it somewhere?
Yeah, I was just searching on the web, and I love to do projects, especially when it includes, your kids, because, it gets them interested in science and also how to protect themselves, during celestial events. So I ran across this video, and it was a mom as well. And she came up with this idea, and I was like, wow, that is really cool. I want to do it too. So I got my son involved, and he was like, Mom, what are you doing? I was like, you're going to love this. This is going to be really cool. So it's just basically a face shield. You have your solar glasses, so you're protected, but also, the solar glasses, they're
so narrow.
Large. Yeah, they're very narrow. So, you could still get some sunlight, from the top and the bottom. And, little kids and their wandering eyes, it's so easy for them, just to pull down the glasses or pull up or look up even higher where they can see under the glasses. And that's going to allow, the direct sun rays to enter their eyes. So when we were building it and attaching it to the solar glasses, and I put it on myself, as you saw in the video, you cannot see any sunlight. You see complete darkness, and you just see the sun through the solar glasses. So I thought it was really neat, but the most important thing, they're safe. So it's just really cool. And then he got decorated. So it was like his own personal solar shield on top of his solar glasses.
And that was pretty easy as far as, you probably have those items already at home, so you don't have to go run out and get anything extra. And, pull out the crayons, the markers, and have a little fun before the eclipse this afternoon. Well, thank you, Michelle. I love that idea.
You're welcome, Bridgett.
And we also have some more resources over on clickorlando.com. And there are, lists of places you can watch, other ideas and activities you can do. And starting at 1 p.m. today on Click Orlando and News 6 Plus, meteorologist Jonathan Kegas will join you with a breakdown minute by minute of that eclipse. And you can, if you can't make it outside, just head on to clickorlando.com or News 6 Plus and join in right there. And Jonathan will be talking you through it this afternoon starting at 1. In some other news headlines now, a special election is coming up in Orlando. City commissioners are expected to meet to talk about the next steps to replace the seat left empty after the suspension of Regina Hill. She was recently arrested nearly 2 weeks ago after investigators say she took more than $100,000 from a 96-year-old woman she was representing. Now, she was then suspended by Governor DeSantis, who was the only one who had the power to do that and make that step. But during a civil hearing on Friday, an injunction was approved barring Hill from interacting with the alleged victim, the 96-year-old woman. With that seat open, though, the council has to decide when to hold a special election to fill the District 5 seat, and they say that will likely happen on May 21st. So we'll keep you posted on the process of filling that seat in wake of her suspension. Now to a closure. Orlando businesses in the path of a construction project along Robinson Street are bracing for some disruptions. OUC is getting ready to start work today on an area that could be tied up for weeks. Our Treasurer Roberts talked to some business owners who are concerned about these closures.
Jeff Starks opened Maffrey's near Lake Ivanhoe 4 years ago.
They can find something unique, locally made.
He says the community supports small businesses.
2023 was incredible for us, and so I know what my business is capable of doing.
But these barricades and cones along North Orange Avenue changed everything.
But we take this very seriously. When we see this sort of disruption, it could have a catastrophic event on whether a store stays open or not. It could potentially be the kiss of death for small businesses.
Construction in this area started last October and is still impacting small businesses months later. Is this usually where some of your customers would park?
Oh, absolutely.
And now they can't park?
Oh, they can't park here at all. Yes, that is a problem.
Come next week, what you see right here, you may also see over here on Robinson Street. Business owners received this note alerting them that on Monday, April 8th, OUC will begin construction, which will cause some of the streets to close off between Crystal Lake Drive and Fern Creek Avenue. A spokesperson for OUC says workers will install a brand new underground electric transmission line. The work includes excavation and the installation of new manholes. The spokesperson adds, the objective is to provide the most dependable service possible and meet growth demands in Central Florida.
But my worry is that we're having to pivot on such short notice, and anything could happen. So it's that struggle to let people know we are still here and we're, walk over.
Matt Duke is the co-owner of the Nook on Robinson Street. Do you foresee the Nook losing money over the next few weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty terrified about that. As a small business, you're always walking a line with success.
Duke and other business owners believe the city should step in to help.
We're all in agreement that public infrastructure is a good thing, but I do believe that there should be money set aside to help those that struggle from this.
In Orlando, Treasurer Roberts, Getting Results, News 6.
Valid concerns. We'll keep an eye out for what's happening with those businesses out there in the Robinson Street closure area. Now to news of another problem on a flight. An emergency landing has happened yet again due to some mechanical difficulties. Now this one involves a Southwest Airlines flight, and there were dozens of passengers on board. Part of an engine cover came apart as the plane was taking off from Denver yesterday. Thankfully, no one was hurt in this, but of course, this is the latest in a string of incidents with aircraft, and it's been scaring people all across the country. But Chanel Call has the latest on what happened with this flight.
As this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 took off from Denver, passengers inside could see one of the engine's metal covers peel off.
Let's go ahead and declare an emergency for Southwest 3695, and we'd like an immediate return.
The FAA saying the plane's engine cover detached during takeoff, striking a wing flap. It's important to note the engine was made by CFM, not Boeing. But it comes following several recent high-profile incidents. Last month, video captured the moment a wheel fell off a United Airlines Boeing aircraft. Boeing paid $160 million to Alaska Airlines after a door panel blew out mid-flight back in January.
We've got several events, but none of which seem to be related. This one this morning, more than likely a maintenance issue, despite some very scary and publicly seen events. Our aviation system in the United States is very safe.
These incidents are rare. There hasn't been a commercial aviation disaster in the U.S. since 2009. Chanel Call, CBS News, New York.
Well, this morning you might be enjoying breakfast. Maybe you're enjoying a cup of coffee. I like mine with caffeine, but plenty of people do watch their caffeine intake. There's a warning this morning from some health advocacy groups, and they say that there's a problem with decaf coffee and that it's not safe due to a chemical used to take the caffeine out. So who would have thought? The Occupational Safety and Health Administration says that chemical is also used in paint stripping, metal cleaning, and degreasing. I never knew that. But now they're asking the FDA to ban this chemical. The agency says they're currently reviewing the petitions, but already limit the chemical's residue in coffee. Wow. My mind is blown just thinking about that. Wow. So we'll keep you updated on that. In Sanford, some exciting news. We are hitting the road again and headed out to 32771. And this latest coverage story comes from Mike Holfeld, an area where new construction of single-family homes and townhomes are in hot demand. So Mike took a look at a recent real estate trend there and shows us why a lot of people are looking to move into this hot spot in Seminole County.
Look around Sanford and you realize new single-family homes and townhomes are transforming this landscape, with construction crews paving the way for future addresses day after day.
Sounds like it's the place to be.
It is the place to be. I mean, Sanford is pretty popular, absolutely.
She's talking about the Riverwalk, the restaurants, the small town feel. Welcome to the 32771.
It's such a great option for buyers.
Rose Kemp knows real estate by the numbers. The 2024 president of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association says median home values have surged from $243,000 back in 2019 to $370,000 in less than 5 years.
Sanford is very much so up and coming, and families want to live there.
That's Dana Mess's daughter. They just moved in from South Florida the day we were shooting this segment. You like it?
I love it, yeah. First time actually seeing inside, so.
Why is Sanford suddenly the place to be?
I love the excitement, the energy, the vibrant diversity of the shops, the restaurants, the bars, the scene in downtown.
Good choice. You happy?
Yeah, very happy. Sanford is the place to be.
In Sanford, Mike Holfeld. Getting results, News 6.
All right. Thank you, Mike. So again, we are hitting the road like we mentioned. So if you're a local or you're new to Sanford, we want to hear from you. If you're out there, we have a live newscast coming up that will be at Hollerbox German Restaurant on Wednesday, this Wednesday from 4 to 7 p.m. That is at 205 East 1st Street in Sanford. It's such a fun place to go. And, we're just looking forward to adding into the atmosphere on Wednesday. So come out there and enjoy with us as we broadcast live from 4 to 7. And we have all the details for you on clickorlando.com about Hits the Road. And if you have any story ideas or tips for us, let us know that as well on clickorlando.com. And while you're on the website, head over to the Insider page because we have exclusive content there as well as great contests, and it's free to sign up to be an insider so that you can stay in the know about the latest contests, giveaways, and special stories that you have access to as an insider. If you go to that page now, you'll see that one of the headlines is a cannabis product story, and it's an interesting thing about what is in cannabis and some of those products. We also have some trivia about the Eclipse there if you want to check that out, and we have information about a unique event happening at the zoo. And so there's just so much there, so many fun facts there, and it's always free to sign up. And my co-anchor and insider guy, Crystal Moyer, puts in those stories every day for you, and they also appear in our newscast throughout the day on News 6. So check it out whenever you have a chance. And again, head over there to let us know about 32771 as well. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning on Breakfast with Bridgett. We hope that you have a great day, and good luck finding those glasses for the Eclipse if you don't have them yet. I'm going to try to head out and see if I can find some this afternoon. I waited until the last minute, even though I've been talking about this for weeks with you. But anyway, be safe. Enjoy the eclipse this afternoon. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 for more Breakfast with Bridgett. And I'll see you at noon on WKMG. Take care.